What's going on, everybody? Hey, finally, it's here, the Nicktendo Direct Podcast. What's going on, everybody? We are back with another NDP.
But we're going to see a spike in free-to-play games, mark my words, and they're going to do this Battle Pass model.
Then strike three, you're putting copyright claims on whoever uploads your video. So
whoa, I didn't know that part.
That thing for like $20, something like that.
When we get this YouTube money, Nick.
The only reason, oh god, yo, you alright for him?
So guys, do you guys want to know the best experience for Fortnite? Let's take a good look. Y'all gonna drop kick you.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode. Can y'all hear me? I need to make sure that everybody can hear me. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to another episode, Nicktendo Direct Podcast, episode 16. We got some good topics for y'all today. We also got some good people here today as well. I got the homie Chips. What's going on, my dude?
What up, what up? What's going on?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Doing
How's
good.
everybody doing?
Go ahead. I'm trying to check these levels real quick. Keep going.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean to spit a few bars real quick?
Go ahead. Spit some bars. Spit some bars, bro. Spit it.
Alright. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Spit
Yo,
them
mic
bars.
check. 1 2 1 2.
Yo, guys, this is great value from Joel Santana.
Dang, he hit him with that. He hit him with that.
I like
oh
my
my
40s,
goodness.
40. Get a whole Harlem rap.
But either way, like I said, welcome to another podcast. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, got a new PC, so trying to get the bugs worked out there. Like I said, we got the usual suspects. We got Abaddon. What's going on, bro?
What's happening? Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Congratulations on the 1,000 subs.
Thank you.
So Abaddon's gonna be out here calling YouTube with like Jay and Beyonce saying, "Give me my check, put some respect on my check." That's gonna be Abaddon here pretty soon. Hey, give me my check and put some
Whenever you watch his
on
videos
my
that
check.
are recorded, expect those commercials, bro.
Watch them the full.
Go ad block me.
Just saying, bro. The way, and we got Super Andrew coming back with what's
Good, everyone. Not much. Actually, I just passed 100 subscribers, so that's
Congratulations.
Nice.
He got the 100. Abaddon got the 1,000. So we doing big things. Things, everybody. Big things. And so, like I said, we got some. Hey.
Oh, do we ever?
Out here in the chat. Ed in the chat. Guy Gaming. Thanks for stopping by. Stitch, Courtney. Everybody out there, we got 11 people watching. Everybody hit that like button. Let's get this thing 15, 20 likes.
Hit that like button.
All that good stuff.
Hit that subscribe button.
Sir, and let me know how's the music sound versus the voices, all that stuff. Like I said, new PC, working bugs out, all that good stuff. So how's everybody feeling? How was everybody's weekends? Let's start there. How was everybody's weekends and all?
Stressful. I didn't get. You guys noticed I didn't. Outside of Friday night, I really didn't stream. I didn't stream after the podcast. I did stream with Sebastian, who just came in. What's going on, Sebastian? We streamed some Mario Brothers 3 on Nintendo Switch Online, and I'm gonna save it for our impressions. But I have some better information that kind of improved my opinion on the service a little bit.
Okay. All right. Can't wait to hear about that. My weekend was okay. Worked. I put in that double on Saturday. So woke up tired. Gotta do what you do. Andrew, how was your weekend, man?
That was pretty good. I had a first ball hockey game of the season today. We lost, but what can you do? Get an exercise.
Fair enough. And Chips, what about you, bro?
Oh man, it's busy as always. School, work, working on YouTube. I recently beat Breath of the Wild, like 2 weeks ago?
Last week.
Something like that.
That was last week.
I'm working on a review for that, like now, would people appreciate it now? So I got that in the works. I'm coming out pretty soon. Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
He'll be right back. So, the way, like I said, everybody, thanks for stopping by. But off with some topics. I'm gonna start off with this one real quick. Tokyo Game Show has been going on all week. Tokyo Game Show has been going on. We had some good announcements. We had some good stuff filled. The big one, we're not going to get into that one yet. I just want to ask everybody individually, besides the big one that we're going to get into later, which would be the PlayStation, what would your guys' favorite in it?
Jump Force.
Jump Force? Oh, yeah, the Yusuke. I know you was hyped about that Yusuke announcement. Yeah, I know
Yusuke, Toguro, and the 200x100 characters, Killua and Kurapika.
Yes.
Those are hype characters for that entire show.
Right. So
the game rather.
That was me. I was for sure hyped on that. I said I've just recently started Hunter x Hunter, so it's new to me. So when I hyped about it.
Someone says your music's a little loud.
Yeah, So I mean, my favorite announcement besides that, I thought was funny. They put Yu-Gi-Oh in there from Yu-Gi-Oh. That's gonna be weird having him in there, bro. I don't know how that's going.
Like, is he gonna fight or is it gonna be like monsters?
He's gonna have. It says right here he's gonna have the Dark Magician.
Oh, okay.
That's expected. That's expected.
So I mean, there you
go.
You can expect
iconic, I don't know, monster from his deck, like of all time. Is Dark Magician. So
I mean,
I see it.
We got some news from Devil May Cry. I thought was big. Devil May Cry is gonna be apparently. That's gonna be pretty dope.
There's some other news about that you're not gonna like.
What you got? Because I didn't hear about that.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that. Go ahead, let me know.
Microtransactions.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah. I did see that. You can buy the what? Off the top of my head.
Pay to upgrade your characters.
Yep.
Upgrade characters there. Yeah, that is pretty bummer. That is a bummer. That one is a bummer.
Stupid.
I don't. That's that.
Hey, Capcom, okay?
The Capcom,
right.
Capcom.
Right. It's like at this point, when Capcom puts out something, we gotta expect the worst, no matter how much we like it. So.
Right. I mean, that was pretty bad, yeah. Devil May Cry. What happened with that Capcom news about them shutting down? Using behind that one.
That one I'm not sure about.
Yeah, I didn't really look into that one too much. I mean, because mainly I don't care. It's Capcom, so.
You see, she's on the same page as me. That's exactly where I'm on.
So it's bad to say it, but it's like you deserve it. But those are people that I'm saying I have jobs and whatever, but at the same time, it's Capcom. They've been screwing us for mad long. So
now the people who I feel bad about are at Telltale.
Yes,
I feel bad for Telltale. Telltale hurt my heart because when they got cut off and when they got laid off without severance. So you got people who've been there for years with families and they got no job.
I think honestly that the issue that probably sunk their boat was that they were releasing these things episodically.
Yep.
You know, they would release episode 1 and then like a month or two later episode 2 and then 3 or 4 months later episode 3.
Yeah.
You know, and then like by the time all of that is said and done, you know, you have to wait, or if you can choose to wait to get the entire season all at once, but it's like so much time has passed, you don't even care about it anymore. You lose that, you know, that love for that particular franchise. Like for example, The Walking Dead. I think they started off with The Walking Dead and The Wolf Among Us. Those were the first two, and The Walking Dead was an amazing story. From seasons 1 to 2. I'm not sure if they were going into their 4th season or not, because they were following the story of a little girl named Clementine who basically was growing up throughout this whole ordeal. You know, when it first happened, when the whole outbreak first happened, and she had to, you know, face all of these challenges. And the thing about those games is that there was so much story into it that you actually feel for the characters, because it's like you're right there along with them, and it's a story like unfolding right before you, and you choose what happens, you know, and your choices actually do matter on how, you know, some of the characters in the story, you know, interact with you later on. And I fell in love with that series, you know, from the jump. It's Walking Dead, but it doesn't take from the main story. They did a side game that ties into, you know, the main story, you know, the main show, but their main project for Walking Dead was its own story, like within itself. It was amazing, and I'm sad that, you know, they might not even finish it, because I think Clementine now is a grown woman, so that's a lot of time that passed, and you know, we probably won't be able to see the end of that. There's no more Game of Thrones. There's no more Batman. Definitely no more Wolf Among Us. You know, it's like whatever they're working on now is just going to be finished, and then after that it's just dead in the water, and that's what sucks.
The add on what you're saying is like, I feel as though these Telltale games didn't really respect the game player's time. Most people don't have the time to sit and just watch through the game most of the time. It's like they want to actually play the game. The best Telltale series, in my opinion, was probably the two series actually I would give them are the Batman series as well as the Back to the Future series. Both of those, I'll say Batman for the hardcore Batman gamer, and the Back to the Future series for those who like nostalgia and those who nostalgic movies. And even with Back to the Future, and I think RGT85 touched on this too, but those had actual value. But like you said, The Walking Dead, it was kind of like they weren't keeping up with the proper pace with the show, and most people saw everything in the show already. So it's like,
the thing is that it's not related to the show.
It's not.
It's not related.
I thought it was related to the show. Thank you for catching that on me.
Yeah, no worries. It's its own story, like within its own right. About, you know, it's mainly focused around Clementine, who's the main character.
Gotcha.
And it's, you know, basically her story of her growing up in this zombie apocalypse. But I mean, I agree with you that, you know, the pacing was bad, and they didn't really think about, you know, their consumer and how they would digest it, really. So
exactly, it's like first order of rule of business is like keep the consumer happy, and it's like you're not going to keep someone happy by just regurgitating the same thing. It's one of the things that people said. What's going on, Chris Levi? One of the things people have said over and over again, this is not something that happened out of nowhere. This is something that happened over time. So it's like, will you continuously do something that you're not getting results? Why are you going in the same direction? That is the number one thing that'll make me concerned about it. And then that makes me look at companies like Capcom, as we just said, they shut down their Vancouver office. I'm like, don't be surprised if we see more offices closed down from Capcom because of their constant affairs with microtransactions and making fans upset. We see how this is panning out for EA, and EA is in possible legal trouble in Belgium because of it.
Yeah, you know, this is the thing with you know, a lot of these companies, they feel like microtransactions is, you know, well, microtransactions are the way to go. You know, it's gonna keep bringing in more money to the company, and it's gonna keep the company afloat. It's not, because the thing is, nobody wants to pay for this stuff. You know, they keep releasing these pay to play, you know, strategies, I guess, that keep failing, and you know, it takes away from the game instead of adding on to it. You know, if it was just cosmetic, fine, but you're adding things that, you know, makes it unfair to other people who don't buy it. You know, that whole pay to play thing.
Right.
It's a horrible. It's a scheme. That's what it is. It's just a horrible money, you know, grabber that they think is just gonna keep working, and it's not. Like, we've seen it time and time again. It's like they just don't get it.
Sadly,
All right.
Sorry we took up your time.
No, you're good. No, that was perfect because we have technical difficulties over here with my mic. Everybody saying my mic's cutting out. Everybody says this and that. The music's too loud. All of this good stuff. So I'm in here just tweaking stuff. So it's perfect.
Because right now, I'm just chilling, listening to lo-fi hip hop music, and I'm just zoned out right now.
Same, 100%. So either way, there you go. Yeah, I mean that Telltale news is very difficult, especially because I may not even people who have the season pass may not even get their stuff. That's kind of really sketchy. That part is, but I mean that's part of the business, I guess. I don't know. I have no. But I was never a big fan of the Telltale games. I've maybe played a little bit of The Walking Dead. I watched my wife. I know she liked playing The Walking Dead. I know she liked playing. She played a little bit of Wolf Among Us. So that's more up her alley. So, but either way, I mean, you know, it's just sad people losing their jobs. But from what I've heard and what you guys are going on, it was kind of a long time coming with how that company was being ran. And so
exactly,
you know, thinks that some people can, especially because that was a great company. But
they had potential. They could have went left, and it's like the way they told games. I felt like if they chose different genres and different stuff, they could have formulated themselves to be a brand new market in the gaming industry that could have satisfied a specific niche well, and could have did it for another 10, 15 years at that if they played their cards right. And if they was to end 10 to 15 years later from now, they would have been in a much better position to walk away. Because I think if they would have closed down, it wouldn't be closing down because you have to. It'd be closing down because of the foreseeing of, we don't know how much longer we can sustain this, so let's leave while we're high. I think they would have been more in that kind of position if they kind of just play their cards right and not really go into the danger zone of what's trendy. And I think this could be an example as to us as content creators. Trendy isn't always a good thing, because just because something is trendy, you may not fit into the perspective and the small little box that people are expecting from what you're doing trendy.
Exactly. And they could have even branched off and made a new IP.
Exactly. They really could have. If they made a brand new IP just from that would have been amazing.
Yeah, like they were making money off of Walking Dead and
Wolf Game of
Thrones.
Yes,
they were.
Yes, even the Batman ones. Like I know Batman was huge.
Batman was one of my favorite ones from them.
Tales from the Borderlands was a big one. Like
yeah, that was another big one.
They had some big hitters there. That they gotta go. You know, so let's get some shout outs in the chat, because like I said, I was having technical difficulties. Bad latency, what's going on? I'll go out there, Salty, what's going on? Chris Levi, what's up? Michael Trigiani, I don't know if that's how I pronounce that. Trigiani.
He's my friend.
Welcome. Super Nicktendo, I see you out there. Everybody, the fake mate, appreciate y'all.
What's up, fake mate?
Stopping by, it's good. So yeah, the Tokyo Game Show, there was good announcements there, but I mean, there wasn't any bigger announcement. That is the PlayStation Classic. That was announced. That was the big news of entire week. It got announced Wednesday-ish. All I know is that
morning.
All I know is that I went to bed.
It was early in the morning, like 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I know it's 2 o'clock. I know you know it was 2 o'clock in the morning because you was up and used a video on it. Because I remember I literally woke up at 4 a.m. and then I got an alert on my phone. It was like Abaddon did a video 2 hours ago. And I was like, what is this man doing making videos 2 hours ago? And so I looked at it and I was like, yo, they really did this.
Yo, when you're a gaming news channel, you got to jump on it, man.
I mean, I understand. Kudos, but it was just funny because that's how I woke up and my notification. I looked at it. I was like, oh, they really did this.
Don't stop. If I see something, like, it's time to get it. So I'm gonna start. But what I'm gonna start doing when I start seeing stuff like that, I'm gonna start actually reporting instead of doing like reactions. I think reactions is a little cheating way of getting quick notification about it. I'm going to actually start covering it and doing real news about it off the break.
Rufus, what's up? So, yes,
Rufus?
We got the PlayStation Classic in that. And I mean, that was the biggest news of the week. Everybody, it was a very polarizing topic, whether it was one community saying this is stupid, this is a money grab, whether it was Sony community absolutely loving it or hating it, whether it was the Nintendo community saying this is nothing but a ripoff of Nintendo's classic consoles.
No, it's not.
Like it was a very polarizing subject and a very polarizing.
I mean, they got the same hand model. I mean, it's different angles, but you got it. The hand model was the same person.
They went out and hired the same hand model.
Yeah, the hand thing is blatantly copied. But the whole idea of like the classic ones have been around for like over a decade now.
Yes, sir. So I just want to get y'all's quick take because we're gonna talk about the classic, what you think, and then we're also going to talk about what Nintendo did with their patent. But we'll get to that one later and talk about how we think this is going to, be another console war childhood. But as far as the classic, I not surprised that Sony did it. Good for Sony. I still think that they just saw the numbers that Nintendo was pushing and they wanted to eat part of that cake, and they said, hey, we see what Nintendo's doing. We could probably do the same, if not better, with our PlayStation Classic. Let's go ahead and pull the trigger on it because they saw what it does, and so good for them. Good for them. People are gonna buy it. People are going crazy over it already. I don't know numbers on pre-orders, but I mean every person in the Sony community that I've talked to is like, I already pre-ordered it. Already got a pre-order. So I mean, it's up there. I know Ed's gonna get it. Ed's probably gonna get it in the chat. He's a big Sony
I'm
man.
definitely getting that.
Chip's gonna cop.
There's no question.
I will pass unless I have extra income. Yeah, exactly. But Super Andrew, I know I'm gonna go ahead and toss this one to you because you just put a video out today.
I did,
talking about how this is not a copy of Nintendo. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and start this one off. I know you got a lot to say.
I want to hear this.
Yeah, so the idea of like classic consoles have not, like, it's not a new idea. I know Nintendo is probably like, everyone thinks they're the originator, but they're really not. Even company like Atari, they in 2004 they went to, I can't remember the name of the company, but they gave it to one of their I think there's a model like 7800 model, and they basically made like a mini system with like 20 games in it. That was all the way in 2004. Now it just I think that Sony's getting like undeserved like hate for it when they're not, I wouldn't say they're copying Nintendo like at all. The only thing, like what Avedon did say, like that hand thing is it's pretty much the same idea there. But yeah, but like the original, the classic consoles have been around since 2004, and like they haven't been the greatest like quality. I think the reason why everyone's trying to like compare Nintendo and Sony is because Nintendo's like the NES and SNES Classic were like quality products. They're build well, they emulate well, and it's just, I think that Sony, like you said, Sony wants to create like a cash grab and this, to make more money. So why not? Like Nintendo did very well on theirs, so why can't Sony do well on theirs as well? Then also with the N64 patent coming out, so it's going to be like 96 again with the console
you already know it's going to be 96, and that's what I'm waiting for. Go ahead.
I want to respond to that. Like, to what Super Andrew is saying, thanks Barrett. To what you're saying, you're absolutely right. Plug and play games is nothing new. Nintendo did not originate that. So let's get that clear and out the gate now. Nintendo did not originate that. However, to what you said, and you kind of even said it in your same statement itself, it wasn't until Nintendo did it.
That's correct.
That's when Sony wants to do it. Mm-hmm. Why? Because Nintendo was actually the first to be super successful doing it. They were the first to be the super successful people doing it. Why? Because you don't hear about people scalping those Genesis and Atari ones. You don't hear about people those selling out the first week and they're out of stock for like another few months. Mm-hmm. You don't hear that with the NES and the Super NES. Mm-hmm. Sony heard that. With that, it said, hey, this is actually a successful model. Let's go ahead and do that too. So this is why I'm calling Sony out, because yes, you had all this time before Nintendo. Honestly, being real, if Sony did this, the same exact idea before the NES Classic, they'll be, wow, Sony did something before, like really super dope.
Yeah.
Way before Nintendo. They would have that win in that column. But because they're following in Nintendo's footsteps, which actually I think those were my words, they're following in their footsteps, meaning that they're following in the same notion Nintendo is going. If Nintendo's going to do something, Sony wants to do it. If they see that Nintendo has a successful model, Sony's going to do it. And the patent, which I'm not sure if it's true or not, I'm not sure if Sony's going to still follow through with it. If they come out with another portable PlayStation that is detachable with the controllers,
Yeah.
if they do that, I mean, it just goes to show that Sony is trying their best. It's their way of marketing and fighting and going back against Nintendo. Now, to what you said with N64 and the PlayStation Classic, if N64 comes out this holiday season, which is a possibility, if it will, but if it comes out this holiday season, then it's going to be a rematch of the 96 and the 96 console war era, which this time I believe the N64 is in a better position to win because a lot of their games were so spread out. A lot of their great games were so spread out where Sony had just consistency year after year in their PlayStation 1 of having great games. But Nintendo 64, if you look at their entire life cycle, they had a pretty great lineup. So putting that all together next to Sony's greatest lineup is an interesting battle, a much interesting battle than the last 96 battle, which I could say if Sony is going to have Final Fantasy 7 on there and Tekken 3, they're already strong-armed in the game. Because you have...
That's confirmed already. For
No. I didn't even say if. You're right. They do have that. I meant to say because they have, not if. My bad. Thank you for mentioning it. Because they have those two games, you have Tekken 3, which is arguably one of the most iconic Tekken games of all time. That game really helped introduce a lot of the Tekken characters that we all know and love, including Jin, Harang, the list goes on. Ogre, the list goes on with Tekken. So you got a really great fighting game on there. And then on top of that, you have one of the greatest RPGs of all time, which I said before, Final Fantasy VII is the Dragon Ball Z of RPGs for the West. It is the RPG most people in the West started playing for the first time. So having that game as a little mini console that you could plug and play, that's a good thing. Now, the whole AC adapter thing, I think that's water under the bridge. I think that's being blown out of proportion because
I agree.
Because I think people are overreacting towards that. One,
yeah, I agree.
A lot of people, this monitor that I'm using right now for you guys, this has a USB cord behind it. The TV in my bedroom has a USB cord behind it.
Cell phone, like anything. Like,
so you have they just figured you're gonna plug it behind your TV, and if you don't, guess what? You have a cell phone that probably has this. You have a NES. You have a Super NES Classic that probably has this. A brick to plug in the USB to plug into the wall. So to knock down costs, they just said they're gonna probably not include the brick, but the only thing I'll say about the brick, if they included the cost, you make sure you get the proper voltage for your mini console. That's pretty much it. I have to say about that. So
to add on to what I've done saying, I'm in agreement with Andrew on this one too, because ever since they dropped that announcement, they've been getting hate left and right. Mm-hmm. I mean, 20 minutes hasn't even gone by and they was getting hate like crazy.
Oh yeah.
You know, and the thing is that I understand
they've been getting love too, actually.
Huh?
They've been getting a lot of love. I don't mean to cut you off, but Smash.
I mean, I guess it's both, because I've seen a lot of people hating on it on Twitter before I went to bed when they announced it.
Well, I was hating on it. I'll admit right now.
Yeah.
I was hating on it for sure.
Give you something.
I was like, oh my god, I can't wait till I get a nick for this one, but I'm not. But here's the thing.
Go ahead.
I understand you want to call out Sony, right, for copying Nintendo or whatever. But if you're gonna do that, you gotta call out everybody else too. That's gonna do it. You gotta call out Sega, because they're doing it too.
Yeah.
They were actually supposed to come out first before Sony, but then they got delayed because they made their announcement way back in April, and everybody knew that was coming to the West. You know, almost the same time they were gonna release in Japan.
Oh, definitely.
Like, you know, so it's like the thing is that a lot of these companies, you know, borrow off of each other, right? There's no such thing as like one innovator. I can't say there's even one, especially with gaming, right? Everybody's borrowed off
Nintendo.
of, huh?
Nintendo has innovated almost everything that we see.
But they do borrow ideas, right? Nintendo's not the first company to go into gaming, but that's not here nor there. But what I'm saying, my main point is that every company borrows ideas off of each other and then takes it forward, right? And either makes money off of it or they evolve that same structure, right? They improve on it.
Right.
It's just what companies are gonna do. So, I mean, I like it that Sony's coming out with, you know, the PS1 Classic. I'm a collector. I have the Super NES. I'm gonna get the NES just to collect it. I don't really care for it. I'm gonna get the PS1 Classic because I like the PlayStation. That was one of my first systems, like my own system that I had. My brothers had the NES and the Sega, and yeah, I was playing it, but like my own system was a PlayStation before I got a 64. You know what I'm saying? So that right there is special to me. That's why I'm gonna get it. And it's just great for business. This is free money. I was talking to one of my boys about it the other day. He was like, it's free money for Sony.
Yeah.
You know, it's the nostalgia market is huge. Yeah, Nintendo, you know, was the first ones to be super successful at it. And any other company that's smart that has the capabilities to do it, you know what? I want a piece of that pie. Let me put out my mini. You know what I'm saying? Of course they're gonna do that. So I don't blame them for wanting to jump in the ring with Nintendo and Sega.
Well, that's what I said.
But what? No, go ahead, Nick.
I was gonna say that's what I said was that it was smart on Sony's part.
I hear an echo
on my stream. It was smart on their part to do that. You know, gonna make tons of money off of this. Like you said, it's free money. Free money. People are gonna buy this. All they had to do was show Final Fantasy VII, and people were gonna buy this. You know what I mean? Like, as soon as you saw Final Fantasy VII on there, people were gonna be hyped about it.
The only thing that I wish is that I understand why they're doing it, but as a Sony fan, I would rather have, you know, all of the PlayStation 1 games in a library, like on my system, on my PS4, or if I hope they do it for the PlayStation 5, put that entire library on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that only holds 20 games. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people can try to hack it and put more games on there, but I'd rather, you know, have my system already plugged up and go on the PSN store. Hey, you know what? I want to download this. Let me do it. I want to download the original Crash. Let me do it. I want to download Final Fantasy VIII, which I'm mad that it's not announced for the PlayStation Classic.
Everybody's mad about that one, bro.
They didn't release the full lineup, which was smart. It's strategic. But they better, I swear to God, they better put Final Fantasy VIII on there. Or else,
arguably better than 7 in some cases.
I say it's better than 7.
Okay, I got a question for y'all though. So they only announced 5 games. So what other games would you like to see on this? I already got a few off the top of my head. Parappa the Rapper, Jet Moto, Cool Borders. I don't do preferably. I'd love to see Cool Borders on there because I remember that game was fire. And possibly Metal Gear. That would be nice, but I don't know if they do that one. What games would you guys like to see on there besides, you know, the 5 they announced? I think Jet Moto and Parappa the Rapper are like one.
Before I get to that, I did want to answer 2 of the things that Chips did say regarding the last thing. You're right that companies do borrow from each other, but not often competitors.
Wait, but what?
Competitors.
What about them being competitors?
Competitors often, when you see competitors often using the same tactics, it usually backfires. Not all the time, but in many cases it blows up in their face. And honestly, Sony has been very unsuccessful. I think the only thing that they I could say they borrowed from Nintendo in a sense, has been their controller, and that has been successful. But if anything, it's like they've been. If anything, I would appreciate some innovation from Sony. I would appreciate it.
Okay, I understand.
I would appreciate some innovation from Sony. You guys have been in the gaming industry.
Said it, not me.
I'll keep saying it. They've been in the gaming industry well before I was an adult, man. They've been in the gaming industry since over 20 years now, and it's like almost their greatest ideas has been piggybacking off Nintendo, and I'm like, yo, dude, do something off your own to make everyone else piggyback off you. And this is, I
guess you can call Sony the Apple of the gaming industry, right?
I call Nintendo Apple.
No, I wouldn't even say that.
It's just how look at both of their practices.
But you're talking about one company piggybacking off of another, right? PC's been out first. Now you had Mac.
But right? Mac always had their own
after PC.
Mac always had their own soft for the longest times until
true. Right, but
they always had their own.
I'll give you, but to an extent, you know, Apple wasn't the first ones to come out with a touchscreen phone. There was other companies that came out with it and they failed. Apple was the first one to make it hot, right? So Apple, in a sense, you can call, you know, they were the first ones to be successful with a fully fledged touchscreen phone.
I'll give you that.
So in a sense, this is why I'm saying you can call Sony the Apple of the gaming industry, because if they're copying off of competitors, then they do it better. look at Apple. Is a $1 trillion
not anymore,
$1 trillion company.
Not anymore. That Apple Max, bro. We'll talk about that off stream. Apple Max is trash.
But it sells.
Oh gosh. Sadly, I don't want to talk about the video. How stupid that is.
No matter how trash, bro. iPhones have always been garbage. I've had them. They've always been garbage, but they sell. Why?
My bad. Okay. Chips, I know me and you, we can go on forever about this.
Yeah, Nick is on a limited time. So
this is not, Nick,
we'll put a pin in it for now.
We'll put a pin in this. Let me answer Nick's questions. Nick, the games that I would like to see that haven't not been announced are actually Xenogears, or Xenogears, however you want to pronounce it. Give us Chrono Cross. And give us Legend of Dragoon. Legend of Dragoon, Chrono Cross, and Xenogears. Give us those three, and I'm good.
I think they're gonna mix it up. They're gonna put.
That's why I said. Listen, four RP. That's 1/5. That's 1/5 of the library. There's 4 RPGs. That's 1/5 of the library. That's all I ask. They can do that. Think about it. They can do that. That's only 1/5 of the library. You can fill it up with fighting games and racing games the rest of the time, and put in a Metal Gear. Put in Metal Gear Solid 1. Listen. All right. You want other games? Metal Gear Solid 1, Siphon Filter. What are the games? The original. I would say which Tomb Raider was the best? 1, 2, or 3? I think 2 was the best.
Probably.
Put Tomb Raider 2 on there. Put I think Crash Return Cortex. I think that one was better than.
I don't think Crash would be possible because of Activision. I don't think Activision.
Right. So no, Crash.
That and Spyro, because people were saying we gotta have Spyro and Crash, but
take those off.
You gotta go. I don't think it's possible.
Take those off. I'll let someone else partake all the good answers.
What about you, Andrew?
To be honest, I never had a PS1 as a kid. I was always a Nintendo guy. Like my first non-Nintendo console was a PS3. But as for there is one game that sticks out. I remember playing at friend's house or something that I've emulated lots of. I know this won't happen, but it's the Digimon world. I love those games so much. That game. Oh, just being like a Digimon tamer and just growing your Digimon. It was amazing, but I know that won't happen. For me, just getting this console is just like checking out like what classics, what made the PS1 good, because I never had one, and I'm just excited to have like an official Sony product that's like a PS1 game, so I can just like try them out.
I think they gotta have Tombo on there too. That's another one.
Tombo number one. That'd be good.
Tombo one, good. Pretty much anything that was on the remember those demos you used to get on the magazines?
Yeah.
Any one of those games, man. I used to play Tomba and another one, Tenshu. I used to play that one hardcore.
Oh yeah, Tenshu's good. And if they throw any of the Resident Evils on there, it's golden.
So it's rated up to M, I think. So that's highly possible to see that. It's highly possible to see that. I'm trying to think what other games I have for the PS1 that I really like. Tony Hawk.
Once again, Activision though. Once again, that's Activision. Rayman.
Well, if the older Crash games are still on a PSN, it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
And I think they still are, so it should be fine.
I don't know. There's a tons of games they can put on, and the fact they're only putting 20, man, like which one are you gonna pick?
People are hacking this. They're hacking this for sure.
Oh yeah, they're gonna hack this thing. Definitely gonna hack this thing.
You know what? I'm sorry. I do not like. No, I've said that off stream.
All right.
People hacking.
Just a reminder to everybody in the chat, we are giving away 3 months of Nintendo Switch Online. That will be toward the end of the stream, so stick by, hang out, and we'll do that giveaway there later. So let me move on to this one because it's related to the PlayStation Classic. So Nintendo apparently put in a patent for the N64 Classic. That's out there. So now everybody's talking about Console Wars 1996 rematch.
Ready? Fight!
I'm here for it, bro.
It's 1996 again. I remember these days quite well. In 1996. Now we can all say that Sony possibly won that one just because of the way they headed. But Avedon said earlier he thinks that Nintendo could stand a better chance this time around.
They definitely can.
They definitely can. I don't know. I think that PlayStation would take this one. I think they would. I think that
I'm not saying PlayStation can't do it, but I'm saying it won't be like a slaughter because back in '96, I'm gonna be real, it was a slaughter. It was an absolute slaughter in '96 between the PlayStation and the N64. But now that the N64 library is can be fully revealed, I think that it's possible that we could actually get something different. For one, they could pull the okie doke on us with Zelda, and instead of just giving us Zelda Ocarina of Time, they could mess around and give us Master Quest.
Oh, they gave us Master Quest. That would be interesting. That would be interesting.
They can give us Master Quest, which will be both Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask in one game by itself. They could pull that off. I want to remind people that they can pull that off.
Wait for the NX to pop in here and say, "Cool."
I think he's working. So, but of course we know Mario 64 is going to be on there. Of course we know Mario Kart is going to be on there.
Yeah, sure.
Of course we know Star Fox is going to be on there.
Yep.
We know Smash Brothers is going to be on there. We know
Mario Party.
Mario Party 2.
Mario Party
2 will be on there. I would say Ocarina of Time is more than likely than Majora's Mask, but so you have 6 games that are out of like probably 20 games they'll put on there.
Stitched in the comments is Superman 64.
Stop this.
64. Castlevania 64.
Stop this.
My man,
Legends.
But
I'm with you on that Superman 64.
Like another game that I would say, I'm saying Rogue Squadron, but a game that I really feel would do really well that I felt like a lot of people slept on, but it'll be great for a lot of people to have this opportunity to play this game is Star Wars Shadow of the Empire. That game is probably one of the most underrated action adventure games on the N64. I don't know people got a chance to play it, but it was literally a great action adventure game. If they make this go up to M rating, I think putting Turok on there would be good for them. It's like I feel as though like Nintendo has a good blend of shooters and platformers to really compete against Sony. What really will tip the balance is if Sony focuses mainly on their RPGs. If they focus mainly on their RPGs, I don't think Nintendo can win. But they only put like definitely 1 or 2 RPGs on there, and there's a whole bunch of fighting, racing, and adventure games, and I think it's a fair shot. Because
Star Wars, and I forgot. Remember Jedi Power Battles? That was a big all the time on PlayStation.
Exactly. There's the pod racing. There's Diddy Kong racing on there that people like. There's F-Zero. There's a few games that people will like. If they're successful, they can get GoldenEye. That's another thing you have to consider.
Yeah, they could get.
Because here's the thing. The whole thing about the N64, the biggest thing that they had against Sony was multiplayer. Like they had the best multiplayers. Everything I go back to looking back with N64, their multiplayers were A1. They mopped the floor of that generation when it came to multiplayers. But when it comes to single player games and playing by yourself, they lose.
That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Harvest Moon.
I wouldn't mind seeing Rogue Squadron from Star Wars too. I think
that would be great too.
Dude, Vic says Toy Story 2. I don't know if that's possible. Xena Warrior Princess, Donkey Kong 64. Yeah, that's another.
There's so many.
Xena Warrior Princess.
Pokemon Stadium, maybe.
Ooh, Pokemon Stadium, Pokemon Snap.
I would say Snap before Stadium.
Yeah,
because Stadium, don't forget, and OJ actually brought up this point. I forgot all about it. You had the transfer pack. What made Stadium so hot was you had the transfer pack from your old Game Boy game that you could transfer your Pokemon to play with in Pokemon Stadium. Otherwise, you had to use the rental Pokemon, which we all know weren't all that good.
They
didn't have the Pokemon that you wanted to really use.
Hey, Rufus just said it. Paper Mario's got to be on there. Paper Mario got to be on there. Hey, Evan, I got a question for you. I got a question for you. Will you play Paper Mario if it's on the N64 Classic?
100%, yeah.
Just so y'all know, Avedon is a Paper Mario hater.
But
why
by the
do you
way,
hate Paper Mario so much?
I don't hate it. I just said,
it's a great game.
Listen, I don't hate it. I just don't. Okay, can I be honest? And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this just to appease Nick. Nick is 23-10. We're not winning tonight. All right.
Oh man.
So
that's too bad.
Shut up. All right. So when it comes to Paper Mario, I'm not a fan of the art style. That's just it. I'm not a fan of the art style, man. The art style does not appeal to me at all. It's like, you know, it.
I don't know what to say.
It's a little flat.
Here's my deal with Paper Mario, and that is this. And Avedon, you'll like this. Edward says Yoshi's Story. That's a good one. Paper Mario. I'm sorry, the story behind Paper Mario, the fact that you got to go save 7 stars and you go to Star Hill to communicate with the stars, sounds awfully like another RPG that has Mario in it called Super Mario RPG Legend of the 7 Stars. That's my only issue with Paper Mario.
That's even more the reason why I kind of like because you kind of try to follow that story and then you look like this. I feel like you give us a redheaded stepchild instead of a new you know, brand new son. You gave us something like what is this?
Now Thousand
Year Door. It's like a foster child to the series, man.
Now Thousand Year Door, that's the game.
Okay. And I hear a lot of people talk about, you know what? Let me go look at this game.
It's good. It's good.
I'm looking at it live.
But either way, 64 Classic versus PlayStation Classic. It's about to get real in these streets.
Yeah.
Real in these streets. So let's go on.
It's a GameCube game, so we have a while to wait before that comes out. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
How many controllers do you think they'll package with it?
The N64 Classic?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. They'll probably have, you know what? I could see them doing 2 different like bundles. Like, here's your bundle with 1 controller, 2 controllers, or if you want the 4 controllers, here's your other bundle with 4 controllers, and they'll probably have a certain tier of prices. Because here's the deal, man.
Some N64 controllers was big.
It's like Abaddon said, bro. Right. N64 is pretty much based on multiplayer. Like 4 controllers you can plug in. You played with your friends, whether that was GoldenEye, Smash, all that stuff. Like it was based on multiplayer.
Yeah. You know what I see Nintendo doing?
Doing those bundles.
You know what I see Nintendo doing? Really, like you said, it's going to be really messed up. I see Nintendo coming out, let them come out with 2 in the box, like they did when they first came out, and making other controllers available. So they'll release 2 in the box by itself for like $80, and then make each controller cost like $20 each. That's what I see happening.
Would you consider Goku or just like? I mean, technically, but I mean, kind of a nerd. But either way, let's move on. Moving on. We already talked about the classic consoles. So last week, and this will be the last time we talk. Well, it won't be the last time we talk about this subject, but it'll be the last time we talk about it in this light, which is the Nintendo Switch Online. Our impressions, what we think about it. Abaddon, you said that you had a little bit of a change your light on a little bit. Doing that stream with it.
Yeah, I wasn't hating it, but my opinion definitely improved.
Okay. So what is everybody's like? Let's first of all, everybody in the panel. I don't know, Andrew. Do you have it? Do you have NSO? I'm
doing the trial right now, and it's okay. Like I was kind of mad before, like because they weren't including a lot of features, but I'm realizing now it's like bare bones, and if Nintendo did include all those features like messaging, it would be a lot more. But as for like the NES games, I'm actually having a lot of fun with that, and that's pretty much like it's okay. Like I'm not super thrilled about it, but I'm not hating on it like I was before. Like it's meh for me.
Right. Yeah. That's how I felt about it. I have not gotten to play any of the NES games on. Really want to do. It's something I really want to fit in. I especially try to play Tecmo Bowl, but bro, I played Tecmo Bowl with the computer, and dude, I was getting mad. I'm like, bro, how many times can y'all just guess the play I'm picking? Tecmo Bowl. How many times can you just guess the play I'm picking? It really was making me mad. And then I played Double Dragon a little bit, Super Mario 3.
Don't pick San Fran. Don't pick San Fran. We play Tecmo Bowl. It's considered cheating.
I picked Seattle. You know, I'm a fanboy. Then I played the Chicago Bears. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Happened at all. Nintendo says the Bears. Yes, the Bears.
The Bears.
The Bears. But yes, I think here's my deal with the service. I think Nintendo has something on their hands. They need to improve on it. I'm not like Andrew said, I'm not high on it, I'm not low on it, I'm just really kind of middle with it, you know? And so if they continue to be happy, if it stays this way forever, I will not be happy. That's pretty much what I have to say about that. What about you, Chips?
I don't really care for it.
Oh.
I played the NSO for a while, and to be honest, maybe it's just me. I'm not really a fan of the NES era. I found myself quitting the games after like 5 minutes, and I ran through all of them. I was like, I don't really care.
Nah, that's a very fair assessment.
That's fair, man.
And
you know what?
The only one that I would actually play for
Mario 3,
a little. Not even just Mario 3, but Double Dragon, because you can play with somebody else.
I like that.
But if I was to play online with somebody, like that's the thing. When I started it up, I didn't have anybody to play online with because it's like 3 in the morning. Who's up? So I didn't really get a chance to like play that game the way it should be played. and I really didn't care for it. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna get it for like a month, just so that way I can transfer all of my saves from this Nintendo Switch to my Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu edition, because I'm copping that. That's the only reason why I'm gonna get it. And I pray to God all of the games that I have on there can get backed up. That's the only thing. Like I'm not getting Dark Souls, so I don't care for that. Is Breath of the Wild cloud save worthy?
Yeah.
So I'm good. Mario Odyssey?
Yeah.
I'm good. What else I got?
Most games are good.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe?
Good.
Splatoon 2? I didn't even put enough hours for Splatoon 2, so I don't even care.
But okay, I gotta talk about
that. So for me, the NSO is gonna be good for the month until I could transfer everything over to my new Switch, and then after that, I don't care.
I have a hunch that your Splatoon 2 stuff is saved online on the server, which is why you can't use the cloud saves. Because you know what's another game that you can't use cloud saves on? I talked about earlier this week, Minecraft. Minecraft cannot be used. And it clicked to me then, because Minecraft focuses heavily around server-based work. All your work is saved on a server. So I'm wondering what if Splatoon 2 is the same way when it comes to updating and loading up your character. So,
but I think the issue with that, or at least my assumption, is that since Minecraft is a third-party game, they have their own servers, so that way it can be backed up.
That's true.
Splatoon 2 is the first party.
I wonder what.
Well, that out from the jump, like, you know, yeah, we're not gonna give you Splatoon 2. They're not gonna give us Pokemon either. You know.
I mean, honestly, as a Splatoon 2 player, man, dealing with cheaters is so discouraging. It makes you not want to play the game. I'm being honest with you. Everyone is crying about this, but the majority of people crying about this are not Splatoon 2 players. And I'll do a massive call out. In fact, you know what? This could be the call out. Are you good? Are you good? I'm gonna do a massive call out on everybody right now. Drink some of this.
Let's go. Get it.
I'm about to call out every last person that's been calling us out right now, and I want to check this. And if you fit in this line, the shoe fits. Wear it. If you don't, then if it don't fly. If it don't apply, let it fly. All right. So check this out. There's been a lot of people complaining about the Nintendo Switch Online service between the lack of voice chat and the lack of messaging. And people have been saying this one rhetoric over and over again. The Wii U had more stuff. The Wii U could do more. The 3DS could do more. Most of you who are saying that, one, did not own a Wii U. And if you did, you weren't using voice chat or messaging on your Wii U. Next, the 3DS. Who was using voice chat or messaging on their 3DS? Like, really, who had a 3DS was using that feature?
So can I interject?
Go ahead.
All right. I don't know if you remember this, but when we first had our Pokemon battle with X and Y,
we did.
I was talking to myself, and you heard me.
Yeah, we heard you. That's for one time, right?
Yeah, that was only one time. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. So that was that one time. But for
everything else, I guess I agree with you on everything else.
Yeah, that one time. But exactly, it's like the majority of the people. How many other people were using their 3DS for that? It's like we used it because, like, wait, we can do this?
Yeah, like I didn't even know.
Yeah, it's like Nintendo. I would say Nintendo on their own. If you want to get on Nintendo on their own end, Nintendo should have been promoting these features beforehand, because they weren't widely used, and because they weren't widely used so much, new marketing was like, let's try something different because most people aren't using these features. But if you want to talk about voice chat now, I was actually playing Super Mario Brothers 3 with Sebastian this past Friday, and I was rather surprised because the voice chat we was using on Discord, I didn't hear any in-game music. And I started thinking about it. the voice chat that I did use with NX when I first started playing this was actually really good. No, I used the voice chat with NX. The voice chat was actually really clear. And it's just like using Discord. And like I told you online, they fixed that when you could get off the screen, it shuts off. You could close your phone screen and keep it going. So let's put that in perspective. Let's just say you have a Bluetooth headset. You can have your phone someplace else and still voice chat wirelessly. No wires whatsoever. You won't hear in-game music. That's the one drawback, and I say
big bummer.
But here's the thing, though. Most people complaining about this, and a lot of people I see complaining about this. If you're someone who uses in-game music most of the time, like you use the in-game stuff to play your stuff, then I get your plight. I get your feelings. But if you're somebody who uses Discord or Skype to voice chat to play these games, and you're just saying, and you're complaining still, your argument's invalid at that point. Your argument is totally invalid because the Nintendo Switch app does the same exact thing. It does have voice chat. Now, in-game voice chat, that's a different story altogether. That's a different art. That's a different feel altogether, which it does have in-game voice chat. It's just more cumbersome to go about because of the mobile aspect of this console. Now, what I will say about this, and I think I'm done with my call outs. Am I? Yeah, I'm done. All right. What I will say about the NES online games, which I really appreciate, the save states are both for one-player mode and for multiplayer mode. And you don't really think about it until you're actually in a game with friends. Let's just say you have to stop playing for a little bit, right? And you say, you know what? Let's play this more tomorrow. A lot of these NES games, the Super NES games, I'll say mostly NES games, if you didn't beat it all the way through, that was it. You got to start all over again the next day. With the save states, you can save your state and just say, all right, we'll come back tomorrow, load it back up, and you're good. To me, that's good. That's a really good feature in itself that I feel as though, helps add value to the NES games that you're getting for basically for pennies. You're getting these games for coins. And you're going to get more regularly. So I look at it as it's a great opportunity on Nintendo's behalf to really increase their service. Now, when it comes to messaging, outside of just setting up times when you want to play, I don't see any other point on having messaging. I mean, it is what it is at that point. I'm not going to message somebody as I'm playing a heated game in Splatoon. I'd rather just talk to you and coordinate with you. So voice chat, and even then, I would say Nintendo is really cautious when it comes to their voice chat, because when I was connecting with NX, like there was like a little prompt message, please no offensive or no foul language, and I'm like, Nintendo's really keeping in mind of the audience they're building around. It's like they're Japan's Disney, so it's like, you can't expect them to make some of the same drastic moves or hardcore content or hardcore moves as other companies. And there's been a lot of people complaining about Nintendo, a lot of people saying Nintendo has this, Nintendo has that. I really want to point something out to you guys. Nintendo has more to lose, and Nintendo has more valuable products. A hacker is not going to waste his time trying to hack into something that he could play on the PC for free.
True.
Like, they're not going to waste their time. Like literally when it comes to first party games, Nintendo outclasses the competition. Overall, I want to stress that overall, Nintendo crushes the competition when it comes to their first party games. They're the most valuable, they're the most desirable. So you're going to have way more people and much bigger teams doing whatever it takes to hack those systems. So it's like, it may give the image that Nintendo's security is not all that up to par, but the truth of the matter is there's just a lot more people trying to hack through, because there's a lot more people wanting to play a game that they can only play on the Nintendo Switch. And those are games like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I'm not gonna say Breath of the Wild because that's on the Wii U, but games like Mario Odyssey, games like Splatoon 2, You know, they want to do whatever it takes to hack these games because you can't get them nowhere else. And I think that's the one thing that we forget about with Nintendo. It's like they provide games that you cannot get anywhere else that are actually good, that actually add value to the gaming community. So if you look at this from a hacker standpoint and a mind of someone who wants to steal and the mind of someone who wants to do whatever it takes to make it their own, it is more desirable to go after Nintendo than any other company.
Fair enough. Sorry, I got distracted by the chat. Mega Rod's talking about how he doesn't like Bakugo right now, but he's only wait. This way, everything will be. Anybody else got anything to add about the Nintendo Switch? Give away.
I told you guys Bakugo was good. I told you guys Bakugo was good.
Hey, this
Bakugo
is not the anime podcast. That will be next week. Breaking news. I just kind of pulled that one out. So there will be a new anime-based podcast next week. It'll be on Wednesdays on this channel. Have that one in the works, so look out for that. If anybody is interested in anime, we will discuss pretty much for the majority of the time. We will just be discussing My Hero Academia and Black Clover, and then just other anime that we happen to be watching, old ones, new ones, and we'll discuss that plus other anime news. So like that, and then that's your niche.
I won't be here for that.
We will be doing that.
Shonen cast.
Doing that. It will be on Wednesdays later. It won't be early. Evening on Wednesdays.
Oh, Wednesdays the anime cast?
Yes.
Oh, I might be here for that.
In the evening, be discussing that. I'm still looking for a panel, so there you go. I got my buddy Bloody Knuckles. He will be on there, so he will be there, and that dude knows everything and anything about anime. So there you go. Stay tuned for that. But we're going to go ahead and get into the giveaway before we get out of here. So what I need everybody to do is if you want a chance to win 3 months of Nintendo Switch Online, you have to do one thing, and that is type the number 4 in the chat. Go ahead. Now, this is North America only, though. That is the disclaimer there. So you must make sure you are North America only. Turbo Jesse Larkin.
You're just waiting for the giveaway. Now you see everyone who wants
Everybody looking for that giveaway.
Just came for the free stuff.
Typing them 4s.
Yeah, even the panel is in on it.
Typing them 4s, everybody. Keep it up.
Type 4.
I was like, hold up. Hold up. I mean, the service ain't all that, but I ain't going to deny something free.
For real.
All right, I'm so people to type 4. I guess nobody else wants it. There we go. My dumb guy's in there. Okay, here we go. All right, the list is starting to update. Come on, guys. We'll give you guys about 4 minutes.
What up, Turbo Jesse?
Yes, Turbo Jesse, what's going on, my dude? Appreciate you for that. Everybody, hit that like button if you haven't already.
Oh man, this has been a fun stream.
Yes, it has been. Yes, it has.
I think I talk too much. I'm sorry.
Nah, bro, that's the
Nah.
look.
Yeah, get him off the screen.
I sound like a buffoon when I speak. There you go. Know that somebody.
I don't even know what I'm saying half the time. So
Same here. Mega Rock, thank you so much for that subscription. Appreciate you.
Mega Rock, thank you for subbing, homie.
Sir Michael Yanni.
Smith, Mr. 1000.
Yo, Turbo, thanks, man. Appreciate you, homie.
Abaddon Smith, Mr. 1000. That much is true. There you go. Congratulations, homie.
Students.
Yes, sir. Yo, I'm not gonna lie to y'all right now. This Streamlabs OBS is the truth. Streamlabs OBS is the truth.
Did I not tell you this?
I know that, man. I knew it was truth, but now I'm experiencing it is the truth. All right, we got it filled up here. Go ahead and roll this thing in 3 and 1.
And
Michael Trisciani, congratulations.
Oh man, no
3
way!
months. Congratulations.
Yo.
No way, man!
New sub, 3 months NSO. So I will.
There you go. Congratulations, Mike.
So
No way,
now I need
I'm
a way to get a hold of him. So do you have Twitter? I want to say Twitch. Do you have Twitter?
That's like my best friend too.
Yo, Chips.
I could probably just slip you the code. He said
can.
it's fixed. Turbo says it's fixed.
Yo, hold up. I gotta do this. Hey, yo, Chips.
Yo,
Why don't you get that Dragon Ball Fighters, man?
Yo, buy me Dragon Ball Fighters. Right now.
Hey, I'm just saying, anybody who wants to get this work in Dragon Fighters after you come and get this work, let me tell you something, man. I'm working on my skill. Well, I haven't been working on any skills, to be honest with you.
Man, y'all didn't see the last fight with me and Avedon where it was evenly matched?
Yeah,
I don't washed anymore.
you gotta. I mean, it's
My
sad.
hand skills is up.
It's sad to get.
My hand skills is up, bro.
You know what's funny? He's evenly matched when he practices daily, and I can still slack off at the gym. That's how evenly matched he is against me.
All right, Michael, I need to get a hold of you. So if you have Twitter, follow me.
I'm playing.
A win is a win,
Or
bro.
I can just give Andrew the code, and he can.
Yeah, I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him.
Oh
Yeah,
man!
so congratulations to the homie Michael.
Congratulations, Mike.
There will
Congrats,
be more.
Mike.
There will be more NSO giveaways throughout this week. We have another 3 months, and then we have a year subscription. That'll be somewhere down the line. So, coming back to the channel for the daily for the daily streams and everything else, and we will be giving those out throughout the week. So, guys, go. Appreciate y'all. So, before we get out of here, let's go ahead and do the outros and let everybody introduce themselves and say talk. Doing. We're gonna start with Mr. 1000 himself, the man, Avedon, with the 1000 subs. He about to be telling YouTube, "Give me my check and put some respect on my checks." Very soon, this will be the man right here. Avedon, let everybody know what's going on, and like you said, go ahead and splurge about them 1K. Go ahead and splurge about that 1K.
Hey man, what's going on, guys? So if you don't know me, it's Avedon Smith, and I do gaming news, gaming opinions, original soundtrack reviews, and I also do reactions to video games. And I live stream well, not as often, but I live stream on weekends. So make sure, if you into any of that, go check out the channel. And speaking of live streams, the Chillcast, which I hold every Friday, will be this Thursday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, because I have to go away to a wedding this weekend coming up. So my plane leaves Friday, and when you're the best, man, I kind of have to be on call, on call for the whole night. So I don't want to be, live stream, just talking to you guys through my laptop. Then I get a call like I'm needed, and I just dip out and just leave you guys stranded during the live stream. So I'm gonna keep the entire night free. So I just said it would be better for me to go ahead and live stream with you guys the night before I leave.
Dope.
So yeah.
So stay tuned for that. Avedon's podcast is switched to Thursday. Like that hand switch Thursday next week. So stay tuned for that. Chips.
Yo. So this is your boy.
What's going on?
My main man Squirtle right here. I mainly do live streams, and I'm gonna be doing some more reviews on video games, impressions. I might even throw in some let's plays here and there. I got a special live stream coming up after this at 12 midnight Eastern. I'm gonna be streaming Kingdom Hearts. I just bought.
Make sure you're there for that.
Yeah, it's gonna be real good because I'm a Keyblade master, so I gotta show people how it's done.
Sword for Smash.
At the same time, I'm gonna try to knock out a few of those trophies that are hard to get that you need to do on a second playthrough. So that's gonna be interesting and gonna be fun to do. So hit that sub button and come and hang out at 12 midnight Eastern.
All right. At least I have it on the hit 1,000, but the homie Super Andrew just hit 100. He just hit 100. Let everybody know what you're doing and all that stuff. And just to mention before that, everybody's channels are in the description, and I will as we get out. Go ahead, Andrew. Let it.
All right, I'm not muted this time, which I hope. Okay, so I'm Andrew. My channel is Super Andrew 64, and I just reached 100 subscribers, I think about last week. And I think on the first time I was on Nictendo's podcast, I was going to mention I was doing a giveaway. So I actually have the video already. It's on private right now. I'm just going to put it on public as soon as this podcast is done. So be sure to subscribe to me to see what the details are of the giveaway. And for my channel, I basically do product reviews. I like to do interesting facts, rants sometimes, and just whenever I have time to do something, I'll try to put it up. So be sure to subscribe to me. And thanks for having me again, Nick.
Oh, 100. My typing is terrible right now. So bad, man. This new keyboard I got, bro. I'm just letting y'all know. Shout out to the homie Skits. He wasn't able to make it to the podcast tonight. He was supposed to be on here, but shout out to the homie Skits for helping out a man when he's down and helping. I have a new PC, all thanks to Skits. Really kind of helped me out here, and I do appreciate that. So I'm kind of over here trying to type with this new keyboard. It's a little different than my Mac keyboard. I'm hitting buttons. I don't know what's there. So like, I'm trying to get used to this whole, PC and Windows thing. So, but I love it. I love it. I love it. So you guys know who it is. Nicktendo Direct. Y'all here. Y'all at the channel. We do the daily news streams. We doing it. Well, I'll be back next week, Monday through Thursday. And of course, as I mentioned, Wednesday, look out for anime podcast. No title yet. Working title is we're working on the title right now, pretty much. So appreciate y'all. Y'all are the greatest. Gonna get out of it. Go ahead and get out of it. So peace out.
Peace.
See you, everyone.